This one thing is holding you back from improving as a gymnast. Your core strength is so important in gymnastics. You could say it's the core of your gymnastics. That was terrible. It is responsible for creating, holding and changing shapes throughout your gymnastics moves or skills, and also helps you to transfer power from the lower to upper body effectively. It can even reduce the likelihood of you getting injured. For anyone new around here, hi, I'm Joe, I'm a Team GB gymnast, and I help gymnasts improve their performance with my online programs and educational content. Today, I'm going to tell you how you should be training your core, what you should be doing, exercises to do to get you started, and just those top tips that are actually going to help you move into that next competitive group or get in the competition squad at your next comp. Let's get straight into it. Number one, the basics. We're going to call these our static holds. These skills and these static holds are so important because they're going to help you to maintain tension throughout a shape, whether it's a press up, whether it's a dish hold, whether it's an arch hold, whatever it is so important. Gymnastics is about holding shapes. Yeah, you've got to be able to maintain tension when you're performing that straight shape, tuck shape. It is also great for developing muscular endurance in and around the core, which, because of how much the core is used in gymnastics, is vital. These basic shapes are your press up holds, your dish, your tuck holds. All of these are what we are talking about here. For training these, I recommend starting super basic. Make sure you've mastered the holds and then maybe progress to progressively overloading them by increasing the time you're holding them for. Maybe make sure you've got something to do while you're doing this, because well, for me, it can get quite boring or tedious when you're doing these practices of static holds. Or maybe make it more challenging. There's lots you can do, maybe one arm, one leg, if you're in a press up position, practicing, changing, switching balance, or maybe even the side plank. Lots of these things make them slightly more interesting. But obviously, get the basics right first. Don't. You can play some games, like I've been in static holds and we've done catch games, bouncing things against walls, even adding maybe some weight to some part of the static hold as well is a way you can make it more challenging, but just master the basics first. Let's move on to the next one. Now, the next way you should be training your core to improve is dynamically. Gymnastics is all about movement, and yes, like we said in the last point, it needs to be controlled, but you need to replicate that movement in your training, whether you're training your upper body, your lower body, or your core. These dynamic movements also help with transferring power from the upper to lower body or vice versa in gymnastics. This happens all the time, whether it's blocking off the vault, pushing your shoulders as the heels drive, or you're taking off for that first massive double back you're about to do. Your core is responsible for maintaining and keeping a good foundation throughout your whole body. So if it's not strong enough, this is where you're going to go wrong. These dynamic movements also help with the ability to change shape. Whether it's snapping into a front somersault for your first ever front somersault and holding that shape, or whether it's doing your first double front, you need to have a strong core to be able to make that shape change happen, or to be able to maintain and hold it throughout the skill. So here we're thinking V-sits, tuck kickouts, hanging leg raise, whether it's straight or whether it's bent leg, whatever it is. We're thinking press up with some variation of movement in there. Maybe it's got some steps in the hands, steps in the feet, whatever, and we're twisting. Maybe we're doing plank, maybe we're doing plank hip twists or dips. Whatever it is, it involves movement where the core is worked. I recommend progressively overloading these, picking a couple into your routine like we do on the Accelerator program, and I'll leave a link down below if you want me to just program the workouts for you that are going to take you straight to improve gymnastics performance. But anyway, a couple of these in your routine and mix maybe 2 static, 2 dynamic, and nearly told you the last one. Let's do the last one and then I can tell you what I recommend. But the dynamic is, do not sleep on the dynamic movements for the core. The final thing that is holding your core training or development back is the rotational aspect. Now, in gymnastics, rotation is key. Gymnastics is full of rotation, and rotation is essentially where the body or something moves around a certain point or in axes. Not training this in your core training is like practicing without a football on the pitch for every session. We need to be replicating similar movements that are found in the sport in your training sessions. We also need to make sure we're working the muscles in the same way they are used in the sport. This is where 99% of gymnasts go wrong. These are your Russian twists, whether it's weighted or not weighted, your hanging leg raise, maybe with a windscreen wiper variation, maybe your plank hip twists, maybe your medicine ball slams, side to side. Maybe it's just as simple as a lying, legs up, opposite toe touch. Adding those rotational aspects will benefit your gymnastics, specifically movements where you are twisting or creating or ending a twist or making it happen all the time. I would recommend in your next training session 2 exercises from each. I would pick a rep range which is manageable to start with. Maybe it's 12, maybe it's 15, whatever. I can't give you everything. You're going to have to do some of the work here. But you'll find after a couple of sessions you understand how many reps you can do. Write it down. Make sure you're tracking it. Try and push up a rep, 2 reps on 1, 2 exercises maybe a week, and you will develop your core strength. If you want to be all fancy pants over there, and you want to add more weight, you want to make a more complex exercise, just make sure you've done the basics first. Yeah, I get you want to make it more interesting, you want to get stronger, but these basics of core training are the same for all the gymnasts in the world. They start really basic. It's based off of something fundamental, like the dish shape, whether you're doing a dish rock or whether you're doing a dish hold with 20 kilos on your legs. It's based off that dish shape. And that is why these guys can transfer that power, the control, into their big skills. And then once they're strong, once they're further down the line, they're changing, adapting, making these exercises harder and therefore improving. If you want me to program your workouts and you don't know what to do and you feel like your gymnast's not made any progress, or you're the gymnast, and you feel like you've not made any progress, I'll leave a link down below where you can find our accelerator program. We do gymnastics performance. We help gymnasts through strength and conditioning improve their performance and hit their goals, whether it's that next competitive group, whether it's a medal at the next competition, whether it is just to get a new skill that they've been working really hard to try and get and they don't have the power for. There's an offer on the program at the minute. It's less than £10 a week for the 12-week program, which is just insane. I know I need to put the prices up. And if you don't like it, we offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. So you don't have any reasons not to try it. I'll also leave links down below to my free performance course where I give you my top tips, the top ones, the very best tips. This doesn't just cover strength and conditioning. We talk mental blocks, we talk resilience, determination, setbacks and goals, and lots more. Of course, to actually get stronger, you need to apply the key principle, progressive overload, which you'll have heard of from our other videos, which is gradually increasing the intensity over time without getting injured, obviously. So whether it's the weights, reps, or the movement you're doing, it needs to get harder over time. And if you found this video useful, I suggest you watch this video here to continue helping improve your gymnastics or your gymnast's performance.